Hey all, there's another tutorial for you. As always, right down there will be the link to my disclaimer video. Watch that at least once if you've never seen it before you watch any of my tutorials. It's not very long. Alright, I'm going to do a little mentalism here on this one. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 3 packets off like so. Alright, I'm going to try and name the top 3 cards here real quick. We'll just go through these quickly. This is a face card. It's a King of Spades. King of Spades. Alright, next card. It's another face card. Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts. Alright, one last card here. This one is a number card this time. It's a 9 of clubs. 9 of clubs. Like that. Now these are not marked cards. It's a completely ordinary deck. And it looks pretty random here, but in fact this entire deck has been pre-set up to make it easy for me to remember the entire deck. And it's not actually the entire deck I have to memorize, it's really pretty much only a fourth of the deck in this pattern here, which repeats. Now I'll type this up in the description for you. But there's a mnemonic that goes along with this. 8 kings, threat tend, 2 save, 95 queens for 1 sick jack. 8 king, 3 10, 2 7, 9 5, queen 4, a 6 jack. And if you need to know the suits, go with the word chased, C-H-A-S-E-D, but you drop the vowels, it's C-H-S-D, club, heart, spade, diamond, club, heart, spade, diamond, so on and so forth. So you start with the 8, after that in the order is the king, and after the clubs in the order is hearts. So king of hearts comes after 8 of clubs. That sounds a little confusing, I know, but with a little time messing with this, it's not that hard to remember which cards come next. You just start to be able to run through it fairly quickly, and you just need a little practice with it. Now you can't shuffle this deck obviously, but what you can do is cut the deck like so. As long as you do a simple cut like that, and a simple cut is where only 2 packets of the deck exchange places. If you go out and set a bunch of packets down like that and then pick them up in a scrambled order, then you will disturb the order of the deck and you won't be able to use this stacked deck anymore. But if you do it just like this, pick them back up in the same order you set them down, then that will not scramble the deck in any way. The only thing that changes when you cut the deck is the starting order. You'll have a different card on the top, but the entire order of all the cards throughout will be the same. You just need to get a look at this bottom card somehow. Whatever comes after this in the order will be the top card. After the king of diamonds is the 3 of clubs. After the 3 of clubs is the 10 of hearts. Then the 2 of spades. Then the 7 of diamonds, then the 9 of clubs, then the 5 of hearts, and so on and so forth. And the way I did that mentalism bit there was I just put these down, casually hold these cards like this, but I can see this bottom card. This is the bottom card of the deck, this was the original top card of the deck. So after the king of diamonds, as I just said, it was the 3 of clubs. So then I flipped that over, picked these up, put them face up on the bottom here. Now this card was sitting right here, so after the king of clubs is the 3 of hearts. Pick those up the same way. After the jack of diamonds is the 8 of clubs. Pick those up and the deck's back in order, and I still have my stack completely ready to go. Now there's all kinds of tricks you can do with it. That was the one I just pretty much came up with almost on the spot, but there's all sorts of things you can come up with, predictions and mind reading, all sorts of things. Here's one other one that I like to do. Give the deck to the spectator, ask them to cut it, and make sure they understand what you mean by cut it, so that they don't do anything more complicated than that. Then tell them to take the top 3 cards off the deck, and to mix them up a little bit before they look at them. And tell them you want them to look at those, and to tell you 2 of the cards, or actually write them down usually works better, to write down 2 of the cards, and then write down a 3rd card that's made up, not the actual 3rd card in their hand. Now obviously they're going to need to scramble the order on those, because what you're going to do is you're going to tell them which one they made up. So if I told you I had the 10 of spades, the 9 of hearts, and the 2 of diamonds, if you thought about the order I taught you, you should be able to figure out pretty quick that the card I actually have is the 7 of clubs, not that 9, because 2 of those cards will be next to each other in the prearranged order. 8, king, 3, 10, 2, 7, 9, 5. 8, king, 3, 10, 2, 7, 9, 5, queen, 4, ace, 6, jack. In that order, 2 of the cards will be together and 1 of them won't. With a little thought on your part, not very much, it's not too hard to figure out what the odd card is. Then when they hand the cards back to you, just casually say something about the cards, and as you do it, shuffle them around and put them back in the stack order. So you can drop them back on top, and now you still have your complete stack. And this is one of those tricks, this 3 cards one, where you detect which one they're lying about. It's actually better if you do this several times. As a rule, when you do a trick, you should not repeat it for the same people, because then they'll know what to look for and it loses value. This one actually gets better if you can do it a few times in a row. It's in my opinion, it's an advantage. But there's lots of other things you can do with this, and you can do a few tricks with a stacked deck, and then when you're done, you could go ahead and actually shuffle it, and then you could proceed to do some tricks that don't require stacked deck. So it will further eliminate any thought people might have had that you were using a stacked deck, if that even occurred to them, which it usually doesn't. So that's what I call the 8 king setup, so have some fun with that.